Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello, everyone. What is going on? Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Gobind. This is your Channel for Grace. Thank you to everyone who's watching this video live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can get the notifications. Hit the notification bell of when I go live and when I upload videos. And oh my God, is it wild energy right now. How's everybody feeling? Let's check in the chat. Let me see who's actually in here so far. We've got Shannon, thank you for being here. Stephanie, welcome. Joan, hello. Sparky, greetings. Jazz, happy new moon. Alexandra, hello. Lexi, Taria, Marie, Boobarth, Angie, how are you? Lexi, I think I already said that name. Good to see you guys. Oh, thank you so much, Boobarth. I appreciate it. And to those of you that are not in the chat but are watching, welcome in. Thank you for being here. We have a lot to cover. Hello, Kelly. Got the book and I'm loving it. Thank you so much. What a wild and intense time right now. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that's actually a really great segue to letting you guys know of all the amazing things that are going on the channel and all the amazing offerings that I have. My friend Tara Wild and I did write a book, and it's called A Circle of Stars. It's available now for purchase on my website, and it's actually, you go to acircleofstars.com. There's a link in the description, but the book itself is a conglomeration of all of the astrology and all of the symbolism of all the new moons and all the full moons for the rest of the year, for all of 2021, basically until the next Samhain, which is October 31st of 2021. But we came up with this book, and it's amazing. It gives you the insight into all of those special cycles, and it's the Celtic Wheel of the Year. So if you're interested, you can download the ebook now on my website. Hello, Christina. Hello, Chrissy. Welcome in. Warrior of Light. Teresa, Aries. Myra, hello. You broke your arm last weekend? Whoa, that's gnarly. Valerie, yeah, so today you slept until 12. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a little rundown of what's happening, what's exciting, what I'm offering, and then we're going to get into the astrology of this eclipse that is just wild. So there's two really awesome things I want to share with you. One of them is I've started doing starseed ancestry readings. By looking at your natal chart, we can see what starseed markings you have, and this gives you insight into your soul, where you come from, where you've had past lives on other planets, what star systems you align with, and what kind of a starseed you are. And I've been getting such an amazing feedback about these readings. I just love being able to provide such intense wisdom. And along with that starseed ancestry reading, once you have that reading, you can also purchase the Astral Starseed DNA Activation, which is an individualized audio file that I sent to you. I create it, I write it up. It's based off of your chart. It's based off of your reading, and it is meant to help activate your starseed mission. And it's a very beautiful astral travel journey that I take you on, and everybody's journey is very different because everyone's charts are very different. And those are the two things that are really exciting that are happening right now in terms of what readings I offer. But if you are interested in getting a basic birth chart reading or a transit reading or even a deluxe reading, because we're getting ready to move into the new year, and the deluxe readings go into basically the next entire year. So this is a good time to sign up for a deluxe reading, because we will look at all of the major transits of 2021 and how they're going to be affecting you. So if you want kind of like a yearly forecast, that deluxe reading is actually a really good option for you guys right now. The transit readings help you with what's going on right now astrologically and how it's affecting you. And then obviously the basic birth chart reading is just looking at your natal chart and the significance of it and the blueprint of your personality. And I also offer compatibility or synastry readings, which are awesome. And that's that in terms of readings. The other thing that I'm really excited about is you can now officially sign up for Module 5 of my Aquarian Astrology class. I teach astrology in a really simple way where we go through different modules, and each module focuses on one planet and everything that has to do with that planet. So we've already covered the first module, which is the fundamentals of astrology. We've covered the second module, which is the sun in astrology. The third module is the moon in astrology. The fourth, we talked about Mercury. And now the fifth is all about Venus. And Venus herself is a magical planet. So this module is all about the magic of Venus, her cycles, her retrogrades, what it means to have Venus in the signs, what it means to have Venus in the houses, what are these very special points called the Venus star points that she makes in the sky with her sacred geometry in her orbit, her astronomical orbit. It makes this beautiful design of a beautiful rose and a 5-pointed star, which is basically the pentagram, but there's so much like secret, ancient symbolism there. And that's just the star points. And then she has these phases that she goes through. Just like the moon, she has 13 phases. 13 is the number of the goddess. And it's also the number of the energy of the 13th sign, which is Ophiuchus, which is the snake bearer, and the planet Eris, which is the hidden planet. So Venus holds all of these frequencies, and you can find out so much information about you and relationships in your chart by looking at the magic of Venus. We're also going to talk about mythological stories, so how Venus has been known and seen in the past in different cultures and different traditions. And Venus is like that one goddess that is everywhere. Everybody had like a Venus in their mythology, in their stories, in their folklore, all of that stuff. So this is going to be a powerful module to sign up. It's only $33 To sign up, I put a link in the description of the video. You can already sign up. The information is there. I'm going to be uploading a few things between now and December 22nd, which is the day that we're doing this module. It's the day right after the winter solstice and the powerful Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. So very exciting. Those are some of the things that are going on that I wanted to share with you guys. Also, the podcast, Channel for Grace Uncut Podcast, I'm going to be releasing a new episode that is actually going to talk about the planet Venus and the magic at Venus in the next couple of days. So make sure to subscribe. It's on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and any other podcasting platform. It is hosted on anchor.fm. So if you have the Anchor app, you can also listen to it there. And that's actually really cool. I also have a free moon astrology guide. If those of you guys that are new, you want to get connected, you want to get on my email list, download my free moon astrology guide. And what you're going to receive is a weekly moon magic report, which is basically the astrological forecast for the entire week. And people really enjoy that. Some people live by it, but it's amazing to be able to share with you the wisdom of the stars in a weekly basis like that. So that brings us to today and the power of this day. Valerie says it's amazing. I just purchased the activation. I'm so excited. I love that. So that brings us to today. So what is today? Today is, well, it's a dark moon, but today is the day right before a powerful total solar eclipse in Sagittarius at 23 degrees. The significance of this eclipse cannot be looked at by just looking at the astrology of the eclipse, which is tomorrow morning at 8:16 a.m. Pacific time, 11:16 a.m. Eastern. And it's like, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 1:16 p.m. Argentina time, which is where they're going to see the totality. This sweet little town. Well, in a big part of the whole country, but in the apex, like the center of the eclipse is over this sweet line, like the totality line, over a little town called Esperanza, which, if you know Spanish, Esperanza means hope. And this is a eclipse ruled by Jupiter, which is the biggest planet in our solar system. It's not just that. Jupiter is the planet that expands everything that it touches. It's also the planet that brings optimism. It's the planet that brings abundance. It's the planet that helps us to manifest. Every time Jupiter comes back into the exact point and degree that it was at when we were born, it's called a Jupiter return. That happens only every 12 years. Because Jupiter takes 1 year to get to each sign, so it's going to take 12 years to get through the entire zodiac. Every 12 years, it comes back to where it was at when you were born. And that year is a year of massive manifestation, massive expansion, and a year for you to literally open up your magic and create anything you've ever wanted. That's the power of Jupiter. He is the greater benefic, and Venus is the lesser benefic. But these two planets hold the frequencies of love, of expansion, of abundance, of financial prosperity, of material possessions, of love, of beauty, of relationships, of exploration, of new worlds, of knowledge, expanding your horizons, shooting your arrow, the archer, shooting your arrow, like pointing your arrow. This eclipse is literally pointing somewhere. And that's why you can't talk about this eclipse without talking about everything that's been going on this entire year of 2020. And the craziest thing about those two benefics, Jupiter and Venus, is that they're actually going to be in an exact sextile to each other during this eclipse. And Juno is going to be there as well. So much. It's intense. We have to look at what Jupiter's doing for this eclipse because he's the ruler of this eclipse. Well, Jupiter right now, let's actually go to the chart. Let's just dive right in. I'm just going to go for it because I'm feeling the fire. Let me share the screen real quick. Yeah, this month is so full of magic. Not even kidding. Not even exaggerating. Not even exaggerating. A Jupiter ruled eclipse, I mean, that's just crazy just by itself. With everything else, whew, we're going to fly off the planet. That's what I said during the last eclipse in Gemini. Okay, so here is the chart. So we got to look at what is Jupiter doing. Here's the eclipse, right? It's tomorrow morning, 23:23. The sun and the moon in Sagittarius. You got Mercury right there as well. You got the south node right there. So this is a south node eclipse. We'll talk about that in a minute. But look at all that Sag. That's all ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is over here. What is he doing? And what is he getting ready for is a better question. Because both Jupiter and Capricorn are both at the last, Jupiter and Saturn, not Capricorn, but they are at the last degrees of Capricorn. Jupiter is only 4 geometric minutes from moving into the 29th degree. So within the next couple of days, he's pretty much going to be moving into 29, which means he's going to be conjuncting Saturn at 29 degrees, and they're slowly moving forward. Just this week, we're going to see Saturn move into 0 degrees of Aquarius. And then a few days later, we're going to see Jupiter move into 0 degrees of Aquarius. And then on the 21st, the winter solstice, they will exactly conjunct at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And that is massive. That conjunction is what everyone has been talking about. This is the beginning of one of the first huge markings of the age of Aquarius, of all of this Aquarius energy that's going to come flooding in. That's what this eclipse is pointing towards. This shift. So this eclipse, think of the little arrow. Where's the arrow pointing? It's pointing directly to Jupiter, directly to what's coming in a few days. This huge transition, this huge awakening, this huge revolutionary shift, moving into air signs where Saturn and Jupiter are going to meet every 20 years in air signs for 500 years. So it's a new 500-year cycle that starts on the 21st. And this eclipse is saying, pay attention, because it's coming. That is why this eclipse is no freaking joke. Here's some other things that I want to talk about with this eclipse. This eclipse is exactly at 23 degrees. I've been talking about this, but all of the new moons between now and I think maybe February, maybe March, all the new moons are going to be at 23 degrees, this is the third decan, which means it's strong energy. So you have a new moon, right? Which is a beginning. It's an initiation. It's a new cycle. You have also an eclipse on top of it, which adds more meaning, which says this is not just a regular new moon where you set your intentions for the next month. This is the kind of new moon you set your intentions for the next 6 months until the next set of eclipses, when this cycle will close and a new cycle of eclipses will open. 23 is a significant number, one, because of that, we're going to see a lot of the new moons there, but also because that's exactly where Aries is. And Aries is the ruler of the 13th sign, which is called Ophiuchus. 13th sign is between 8 degrees of Sagittarius and 26 degrees of Sagittarius. So why is this important? Because look at this. That means that the sun and the moon and Mercury and the south node, they are all in Ophiuchus, all of them. So we're going to talk about that in a moment, but I wanted to point that out. Why is that 23 significant? Well, Mars is also there too. He's going to play a role in this transition. So you have to look at these eclipses, starting with the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini on November 30th. And now which opened the door, which opened the portal to this eclipse, which is pointing towards the solstice, towards the big transition. So that's what this is. This is a giant transition. And you have to also remember that both of these eclipses are in mutable signs, mutable air and mutable fire, which mutable energy is flexible, but it's also really unpredictable. It's like, we don't even know. We don't even know. So the first eclipse was the Eye of the Bull. Remember, it was aligned exactly with Aldebaran and Antares. The Eye of the Bull and the Heart of the Scorpion opened our eyes. Now this eclipse shows us the truth, because Sagittarius is all about truth. Seeing the truth, the two luminaries, the sun and the moon, shining a light towards that south node, and then Mercury right there, like, I will only speak truth. I will only share truth. Complete 100% honesty. And we see things that have to change. We see things that are not working. This is shining a light into the vortex of the south node, into the portal of the south node, into the darkness. And then the solstice is going to open up the final door. Yesterday we had a powerful Venus moon stargate that also opened the door to this. There's portals within portals within portals within portals right now. I've been saying this. It's no joke. Manifestation is like at its finest. Whatever you think, it is so. So what you focus on, you have to be careful, because you will manifest it. You will bring it to life. When people say this is magic, that's not magic, like, this is magic right now, what's happening right now. And that's why having this information, it's like hidden knowledge. Just why do you think they call it the mystery schools? They've kept it hidden to protect it. But now it's coming back, it's coming out, because the star seeds that are being born right now are coming in with the knowledge already intact. And all they have to do is pick up a book and read a little bit about it, and they remember it. They already know it. And then they want to speak about it and talk about it and share. And that's what's going on right now. This is the Great Awakening, and the reason why we came here, the 3 waves of volunteers. So this is a powerful, powerful transition time. Here's another thing. I'm just going to keep going. So the galactic center is at 26 to 28, I believe, degrees of Sagittarius. So this eclipse is very close to the galactic center. And this is where we can talk about Ophiuchus too, the 13th sign. But the galactic center is the black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And if you read Alchemy of Nine Dimensions by Barbara Handclough, that black hole at the center of the galaxy is the ninth dimension. And Barbara Handclough is a Pleiades channel. She channels the Pleiades. She wrote a book called The Pleiadian Agenda. I mean, no joke. And the point of living on Earth is to anchor the nine dimensions. So the galactic center is like this womb that opens up. It has this energy of knowing, energy of wisdom. And that's the channeling. That's what's coming through with this eclipse. The galactic center is the womb of our galaxy. It is the very heart of the Milky Way, the center of our solar system. Through this giant black hole, which is like a birth canal, the center is the galactic source emitting wisdom. This is a stream of galactic consciousness that's coming through this eclipse. And this is choices involving the dichotomy of heaven and earth. It allows us, when we tap into the galactic center, it allows us to receive and to be able to evolve our ability to download galactic level paradigms and interdimensional codes. This is this is not just earthly. This is not just earth, like things of the earth. This is like having a galactic mind is what the galactic center activates. And this eclipse is right there. And then with Ophiuchus, with the south node, Mercury, the sun, and the moon on Ophiuchus, this activates mysticism, because this is what Ophiuchus is. He's the snake bearer. He's the caduceus, the two snakes that wrap around each other that have wings. He's Quetzalcoatl, or Quetzalcoatl, if you want to say it a little bit more accurately. That's the Mayan serpent god, the winged serpent. That's Ophiuchus. So this is shamanism, mysticism. This is Kundalini energy. This is literally the sign. It's hidden. It's been hidden. It's been known since Babylon, right? This is not new information. Ophiuchus is not a new constellation. It just was never included in the zodiac and the 12 signs. But it's coming alive. It's like pulsating now, because now it's time for the information to come through the galactic center point, which is going to be unlocking dormant DNA. Transformation, transmutation, transcendence, sacred sexuality, hermeticism, DNA activation, Christ Sophia blueprint. The feminine and the masculine coming into balance, the mother womb, magical abilities, eternal truth, the adventurer too. All of those codes come through this energy, and that's what's being activated. That's why I've been talking about the feminine waking up. And the trine to Mars and Eris, which is exactly at 23 degrees, activates it, because Eris rules the sign of Ophiuchus. Eris is also exactly squaring Pluto, also at 23 degrees. So that's like a fighting energy. That's like it's saying, with Mars by my side, I am the feminine, the warrioress spirit, and Mars is the masculine warrior. And they're ready. They're fired up to face whatever it is that comes up. This square to Pluto was also present when we had that lunar eclipse in Gemini. So this theme has been around, because these are slow planets. Eris and Mars are also on a star called Baten Kaitos, a fixed star. And that star is the star that is the sea monster's belly. So that's really funny. But the story of the sea monster's belly is the story of Andromeda. And remember, Andromeda is like our sister, our neighbor galaxy. But the story, the mythological story of Andromeda is that she was chained to a rock by the sea god Poseidon. And Perseus rescued her by using the head of Medusa that he fought Medusa and defeated her. And then whenever she would look at things, they would turn into stone. So he uses Medusa's head to petrify the monster and freeze Andromeda. The significance of the story is the liberation from material bonds, the liberation of the soul, the release of the soul, the rising up towards the heavens. And this is significant because if Mars and Eris are on this star, and that's the sea monster's belly, what are they doing inside the sea monster's belly? The monster's belly is a dark place. And if you get swallowed up, it means that you gave into the earthly desires. So it's almost like they're getting ready for the fight. They're getting ready for the battle. And the battle is to liberate the soul. So they're not going to put up with it for much longer. They're going to free themselves. I mean, this is about, dude, I just watched a movie last night called Angels and Demons. It's an awesome movie, by the way. And an awesome book. But this is what this is. I mean, what do you think Capricorn represents? Why do you think we've had so much Capricorn energy this year? The tarot card for Capricorn is the Devil card. And Pluto is the ruler of the underworld. We've been getting dragged through the monster's belly. Right? Some of us have been getting eaten by the monster, and we're in the belly. And so it's dark, and we don't understand, and we're confused. Energetically, this is what's going on. But not for long, because the light is shining, and it will uncover all the truth, all the lies, everything. So this is about liberating ourselves from these bonds. Those are the things that hold us down. And that is the theme of this eclipse. Let's show you something else. Over here, you have Pallas Athena, who is another warrioress princess. And she has moved into Aquarius. And so she's ready. She's already moved into the future. She's already in the future. She's already thinking ahead. She's also, she's in sextile with Chiron, which is actually the wounded healer, our wounded journey. In Aries, which is learning to heal our identity, finding out who are we? Who are we? What are we doing here? So she's ready to fight for our freedoms and for our uniqueness. We can't forget that also that right now, during this whole time, this is months. For months, this is happening. Neptune is squaring the nodes. That means that this eclipse is squaring Neptune, right? It's an eclipse, so it's going to be aligned with the nodes, but it's squaring Neptune. And Neptune is the fogginess. Neptune is like you can't see through the fog. So you have to try really hard to decipher what's really going on, what's real and what's not. But that's there. The sextile, you can see the sextile here from Venus and Juno. Look at that. Venus and Juno at 28 degrees of Scorpio. The deep, right? That's Pluto world. That's deep passion. Making a sextile. Oops, hang on. Making a sextile exact to Jupiter. That's a big deal. That's the two benefics in a sextile. No joke. That's a beautiful alignment. But Scorpio is that deep passion. And Jupiter is like, I'm almost out. I'm almost out of here. He's taking us somewhere else. That's why this is like an activation. Plus, tomorrow, believe it or not, Chiron, right? We've been reflecting a lot on our healing journey, or on healing our identity, on finding ways of discovering who we truly are. Chiron goes direct tomorrow, and the only planet that will be retrograde is Uranus. So when we move into the solstice, Uranus will be the only planet retrograde, which is very significant because Uranus rules Aquarius. And he's going to be squaring the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Not exact, but it'll be there. We'll feel that energy. And that's going to be, it's like predecessing. It shows us a glimpse of what 2021 and the next, not just 2021, but the next 20 years is going to be like. So we're looking at the next 6 months, but on the 21st, we're going to be looking at the next 20 years. Because that Saturn-Jupiter conjunction is a 20-year cycle. So the day that they conjunct, that's significant. That's the energy of the next 20 years. And it's not just any random day. It's, of all things, the winter solstice, which is when we celebrate the return of the light. It is the darkest day. That's why I call this video The Shadow Before the Dawn. Because it's pointing at the winter solstice. It is a total eclipse, which means over a little town called Esperanza in Argentina, they are going to see the sky go dark. It is the shadow before the dawn, and it fits perfectly because this is a south node eclipse, and that's our shadows. And the dawn is the 21st. This stuff is mind-blowing. Another cool thing is that on tomorrow, the nodes right now are at 19 degrees, right? And there's a star seed marking, and actually a specific star called Bellatrix, which is a star on the constellation of Orion. So the north node is pointing towards Orion. So was the eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini. It was also pointing towards Orion. But our north node has power here because of the connection to the star. Orion starseeds are here to support the development of the human race. And they have volunteered to assist humanity in their spiritual evolution by acting as spiritual teachers and guides to people on Earth. So if you are an Orion starseed, you are being called to action right now. Major action with all this Gemini energy and all the Gemini eclipses that are going to be happening because the nodes are in 18-month-long cycle. And this is the coolest thing about Orion starseeds, is they have an insatiable thirst for knowledge, which means collectively We need to know the truth. We want to ask questions. We need to ask questions. We need to discover our own ideas, new ways of thinking. That's what the North Node is pointing towards. This Orion starseed mission activation. Discovering and discerning truth is a level of mastery for Orion souls. This is powerful. This is powerful. Yeah, the synchronicities are next level. Totally. So, I can't wait to get to the Sabian symbol and the Chandra symbol. And then I'm going to go through each of the signs and tell you where it's happening in your chart, this eclipse. But it's really where is this entire year happening in your chart. Okay. I heard, let me switch screens. I heard through the grapevine. No, I'm just kidding. But I was watching this show the other day, this live on YouTube, and they were talking about how the Mayan calendar fits into this whole thing, because a lot of people have been talking about it. And what I found out is that right now, so like the 14th is the last day of the Zolkin calendar. And the day itself in the Mayan calendar is called a day of cosmic sun, of the cosmic sun. Like, what? And the sun is not exactly, but right there with the galactic center, the cosmic center. Like, there's no coincidences, right? Some people believe that the Gregorian calendar had it wrong and we're off the dates of the ending of the Mayan calendar. And if you follow the Julian calendar, which is like for dates before, I think, 0, if you follow that calendar, the actual ending of the Mayan calendar is December 21st of 2020. That's right. It's kind of like that. Those are the kind of things that are aligning. Tomorrow, December 14th, is exactly 33 years after the harmonic convergence of 1987, which was a global event where everyone was in meditation and there was this powerful alignment in the sky. There was these crazy trines from like the sun and Venus and Mars were all together, I think in Leo and Virgo. I was looking at the chart earlier because I was so curious, and they were making this trine to Jupiter and they were making a trine to Uranus. And it was like, why? It was wild, but all these people in the world got together. It was like this global thing. Yeah. Exactly 33 years since then? Like, are you kidding me? 33 is a master number. The ascended masters coming through, right? The cosmic sun. The galactic center. Yes. So, one of my favorite things to do for these broadcasts is to look at the Sabian symbols and to look at the Chandra symbols. So for this eclipse, and then I read to you what it means, and this is the part that kind of blows our mind, okay? So the Sabian symbol for 23 degrees of Sagittarius. A man in overalls returns to his sunny little cottage after a good day's fishing and finds a bluebird singing on the gatepost. This is attunement to nature. This is cheerfulness. This is optimism. This is looking at the bright side of life. This is laying aside one's cares and letting one's spirit take flight. Andromeda. This is remembering to do the simple things that make one happy. This is being attuned enough to recognize good opportunities knocking on one's door. This is lucky breaks. This is seeing the good in others. Oh my God, that's so important right now. No matter how rough their exterior. This is sociability. This is warmth and hospitality, which is has been so lacking in our world. This is finding one's soulmate. This is marriages made in heaven, right? The sun and the moon coming together. This is weaving or wearing one's love like heaven. Oh my God, this is being at home with oneself, not following the sheep. This is putting one's estate in order, including one's mind, versus peevish complaining or careless neglect of mundane affairs. This is turning a deaf ear to criticism and pursuing one's own trip. I love this. Getting on a relaxed wavelength. Finding one's groove, okay? That is not just Sag, that's Aquarius too. Getting on your own unique wavelength, finding your groove, and doing your thing. That's what this is about. I'm reading the book of Enoch right now, so I'm sure I'll get to that chapter soon. Yes. The Chandra symbol for 23 degrees of Sag. This one is legit. Okay, are you ready? This one is legit. A statue of Isis covered by transparent veil. A statue of Isis, goddess Isis, covered by a transparent veil, which means you can't see that it's there, but it's there. Oh my God! I can't even take it. Whew. Okay, chill. The one who lives inside is awash in colors, tones, and symbolic ritual displays of an extraordinarily precise attunement to the heart and soul of ancient wisdom. You are suspended in a long ago time. So much of your being is still back there. The evolution of the world since the ancient times is neither acknowledged nor accommodated in any way. It all depends upon whether this exquisite gift of soul remembrance is honored or exploited. If it is exploited, which is so very tempting, the life empties out of meaning and value and becomes false and repulsive. If it is honored, the expanded faculties on tap become revitalized and find a fresh relevance. As the divine feminine reveals what we need to know and draws us to our utmost capacity, it is within an unfallen grace of sensing directly into the deepest parts of people and all they can become in the ancient future just ahead. As the divine feminine reveals what we need to know and draws us to our utmost capacity, it is with unfallen grace of sensing directly into the deepest parts of people and all they can become in the ancient future just ahead. Another mic drop right there, ladies and gentlemen. Damn. All right. So, yeah, mind blown. Done. This is it. No joke. Tomorrow's the ceremony. 8:16 a.m. Pacific. 11:16 a.m. Eastern. You better be meditating. Buckle up, buttercup. Whoo, here we go. We're about to blast off. Yeah, exactly. The ancient future. Okay, if anybody is interested, this is the book I'm reading from, and it's amazing, by Elias Lonsdale, Inside Degrees. I love it too. Mind blown. Hey, babe. Oh, I'm so ready to, Taria. All right, so who's Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising? If you are, let me know in the chat. This eclipse is happening in your 9th house of spiritual integration. So this is powerful because the 9th house is the natural house of Sagittarius and Jupiter. So the new beginning is a spiritual awakening for you, a mind activation, knowledge coming in, mind expansion for Aries. Let it flow. Let your mind take you. Wander. You better go on that journey. You better go wander. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is happening in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of death, change, transformation, Scorpio. That's a big deal because that means that this eclipse is shining a light on that area of your life. And if there's anything that needs to change, this is the south, you guys, this is the south node transiting this house for you. It's not just this eclipse, it's the entire transit of the south node through this house, which means it empties your cup so that you can refill it. For Aries, this is the 9th house of spiritual integration. It's going to empty your cup and you got to go find the answers. You got to go find the information, the knowledge. Expand your mind. For Taurus, 8th house, what's not working? This is going to bring the tower. The towers are falling. It's going to shine a light and you're going to see in the rubble and you're going to see, oh my God, now I know why this is all happening. Big deal. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is happening in your 7th house of relationships, okay? No joke. Not even kidding. Empty that cup. That cup's going to empty. By the end of the 18-month cycle of these nodes, you're going to have different relationships, different friendships, different partnerships. Whatever is not working relationship-wise, you're like sweeping. You're sweeping. You got to move on. You got to fill up your cup with new relationships. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your 6th house of work, being in the present moment, service, being of service, pets. This is the house of your daily life and your daily schedule. So whatever you thought daily life was supposed to look like, it's all changing. It's all releasing. It's all moving. It is no more. The cup is emptied and this is a new beginning. Shining a light on your daily life, your daily schedule. Things are going to change big time. Your life, your everyday is going to look so different very soon. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. Okay. This eclipse is happening in your 5th house of creativity, of passion. It's happening in your natural ruling house. This eclipse is lighting up your passion, your fire, your desire to create. It's also teaching you about what no longer works and what new things to focus on in terms of your creativity and what you do want to manifest in your life. For Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, this is happening in your 4th house of the home. This is kind of a gnarly one, because this means that at home you're seeing so many changes and so many shifts, and it's shining a light at all the things that are not working at home. And that's the most difficult, because that's the most karmic house. It's family, right? It's karmic connections, karmic relationships. And you're cleaning house too. So this may be a difficult spot, but you'll see that in the future, as these months start to unravel, as the Aquarian age starts to start rolling in, you're going to notice that if you did the work, if you listened to your intuition, and if you kind of cleaned it up, then you're going to feel much better at home. Otherwise, this is a very intimate place. So it can be a challenging thing. For Libra, sun, moon, and rising, this is happening in your 3rd house of communication. So first of all, the South Node transiting this house for you means that your communication style, the way you speak, the way you present yourself, the way you share your thoughts is changing. What you talk about is changing. What you focus on with your mind is changing. And what you're focusing more on is exploring new worlds, exploring new realms, gaining more knowledge. And then that's what you're learning to channel. That's what you're learning to speak about from now on. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. The eclipse is happening in your 2nd house. So that's where the sweep is going down. Like, this is the house of values, material possessions, money, ruled by Venus. Is that Taurus energy. It's basically your opposing energy, because your Scorpio and Taurus is on the opposite end. So the 2nd house is, and Taurus energy is not necessarily where you're most comfortable. But right now, this means that this area of your life is going through a massive shift and a massive change. And it may look like to you more like money issues, or it may look like to you more of like self-insecurity issues and value issues. Empty the cup, because it's time to fill it back up with something new. This is a new journey. You need to go explore. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. This is big. Big bada, boom. This is happening in your 1st house of your own identity. So for this 18 months transit of the South Node transiting through your 1st house, that's like, whoa. Everybody else is like, okay, well, that's my relationship to money, or that's my relationship to other people. This is you. This is your relationship to yourself. You are changing. You are having to let go of things within yourself that are no longer working, and stepping into a new you, a new identity, with more confidence, exploring new things about yourself, getting to know yourself, your new self, because it's like being reborn. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the eclipse is happening in your 12th house. So this is like, whoa. So much coming in. The 12th house it's the house of divinity, of the divine. It's the Akashic records. It's like God, the God particle, right? Like Pisces ruled world, the unconscious, the subconscious, dreams, visions, prophecies, the future too, a little bit, because dreams can take you into the future. That's what's being activated right now. So your psychic abilities are like literally on fire with Sagittarius. Literally on fire. So you are the one that's going to be able to manifest. You're the one that's going to have huge, powerful visions. So you need to be careful. Where are you pointing that arrow? Where are you pointing the arrow? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is happening in your 11th house, which is actually your natural house. So it's like activating for you new friendships, new connections. You're getting ready to be aspected by all this Aquarius energy. So what Sagittarius is kind of going through right now with these eclipses, you're going to be kind of going through with all the Aquarius energy in 2021. So new connections, new networks, your uniqueness, a new you showing your true colors, but your beautiful, unique you. Mind activation too, mind expansion. And this is also how you share your gifts with the world. All of that. Pisces, it's happening in your 10th house of career. So how you show up in the world is being affected because that's the 10th house. Career matters, but really it's your reputation. Who are you known as? What do people know you as? If you don't like what you're known as, you can totally change it right now. This is the time to change and shift and manifest and create a whole new career for yourself, a whole new life for yourself, where you step into your power, where you step into maturity, where you begin to build a legacy for yourself and your future, where you step into your wisdom, where you step into like the teacher that lives within you. Because you're a Pisces, you have wisdom. So this is important. How are you going to show up? In what new ways are you going to show up? And in what old ways are you going to stop showing up? That's what's coming up for you. And that is everybody, you guys. Wow. Super amazing. Thank you, all of you, for being here tonight and listening to this broadcast. Please share it out with your friends. Tweet it out. Share it on Facebook, wherever you want to. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Channel for Grace on Instagram. And I'm also on Twitter, but I don't really post that much on Twitter. But the name is the same, at Channel for Grace everywhere. Make sure you download your free Moon Astrology Guide. Get on the email list. And if you want to join us for the Aquarian Astrology Module 5, The Magic of Venus, on December 22nd, the day right after the powerful conjunction, then you can sign up now. The link is in the description of the video. And if you would like to know what your starseed markings are in your chart, I am doing starseed ancestry readings on your natal chart, as well as astral starseed DNA activations. So if you're like, oh my God, I know I'm a starseed and I want to know what my markings are, this is it. This is your opportunity. I'm already booking out into January, which is like amazing. So amazing. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Bubar. Thank you, Alexandra, Stephanie, Len, Chrissy, Geminaris, Angie, You're welcome. This is the funnest thing for me to do. Joan, I was born for this. Yes. Yes. Yeah, get them both done, says Joan. It is that worth it. All right, you guys, I love you. I'm going to let you go. I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. Sleep good and do some kind of meditation in the morning around 8:15 a.m. Pacific time, 11:15 a.m. Eastern. And we'll see you tomorrow night here on the channel at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for the ceremony, which is always super fun. We get to gather together here in this online community and enjoy celebrating the powerful shifts and the powerful changes that are going on. And we're almost there. I mean, it's going to be a crazy year ahead. It really is. But this is the preparation for the new world. And we got this. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Sat Nam.